So go for it, up and down, down to the next one.
Okay, so when you're looking at attributes out there in the world, so as you're beginning to observe, there's many attributes. The physiology, so how is the body developed? Is there tone in the body? What is the shape? Is it lean? Is it straight? Is it curvy? Where's the what's going on in the body? There's also eye quality. There's very distinct eye quality that happens. There's a specific activation in the eye when the natural number is activated. So the eyes have a very, very particular quality that you can learn to recognize. Noticing a person's comfort level with physical proximity also gives you information. The body shape and the tone in the body. And the face shape and features are one of the also more powerful, and learning that it's very specific. There are specific things that need to be there, and if they're not there, it's probably not that natural number. And then the other revealing quality is how people move and the gestures that they make. Here, will you do the button pushing? So I'm going to talk about each one of these and give you guys some examples. In the face shape and the features. So for example, natural number 1, there's a beautiful young woman there. She's got a natural lift to the chin. The activation is underneath the chin, and she naturally softens her eyes. The chin and this, well, I'm going to tell you a lot more in more detail. The face of Babe Ruth is a classic 8 face. Solid, a set to the jaw, a resolute quality in the eyes.
And for those of you that are not American, Babe Ruth is the guy with the Red Sox shirt.
Yes, thank you. There are 4 sevens there in the bottom left. Every one of them has a prominent brow. They lean forward and focus with the third eye. That energy is always active there in the face and the shape of 7. 7s often have more of a triangular shape to the face as well. So body shape and tone, people ask me, what's tone? It's like, well, where do you hold tension in your body? Also, if you look at, like in the upper right-hand corner, that guy's a 2. And you can see he's most lifted at the upper abs, which is the movement area for 2.
And one example is the difference in tone between Susan and myself. I'm really floppy.
And I'm very toned through the chest. I hold a certain amount of energy. So each of the natural numbers has a different body tone and shape. That there's movement and gesture. We tend to gesture from the height of our movement center. So 6s often gesture around the chest. 1s, you'll see them gesturing from the throat. 5s will often gesture up from the top of their head. Now, we all use all of the gestures. It's kind of about the propensity of gesture, but it's also where the movement initiates. So it's where the movement is centered in the body. And that you can see when somebody, in just their natural movement, which is why when we're identifying somebody, we ask them to do a particular set of movements. It's also where you balance in your body. So when you create the activation, you have more balance, physical balance. We've done identifications at several old people's homes. And what's amazing about working with people in their 80s and 90s is they may come up and stand in front of you and say, well, I have terrible balance. And you activate their natural number, and all of a sudden they have tremendous balance. The other thing that's interesting is the muscles and bones in their area of activation are still powerful and strong, where other parts of their body may have atrophied. The area of activation is still holding them together.
Yeah, watching Susan push on a gentleman of 80 plus years who seemed really, really frail, and Susan activated him was staggering, really. I mean, it surprised him and it surprised us because he was not frail anymore.
He could barely stand up when he stood up.
Yeah.
But once he was active, he was quite powerful and balanced.